Got a question. When's the last time you had your septic tank cleaned? Has it been a while?
If that is the case, maybe you need to start thinking about it. We sent Brian Spiros out on the job with Slaughter Septic Service in Laurel, and as he found out, getting your system cleaned is a lot easier than you might think.
The basic concept of a septic system is simple. All the waste from your house gets filtered into a tank that's situated in your yard, underground. And because it's underground, some people may forget about it.
There's still a lot of septics around, and you want to keep them maintained and operating properly, and that's just to get as many years out of as you can so you don't have to replace it.
Curtis Slaughter is the president and owner of Slaughter Septic Services in Laurel. He worked for a manufacturing facility for about 20 years, then decided to start his own company 14 years ago.
Well, I was just looking for an opportunity to do something else, and I've always wanted to own and operate my own business.
Over the years, Curtis says he's learned and seen a lot when it comes to septic tanks, and one of the biggest problems, people don't get them cleaned as often as they should. Curtis says a family of 4 should get their tank cleaned every 3 years to avoid a backup. And that number could be more or less depending on how often you use your system.
It's the same practice as like changing oil in your car. If you don't change that motor oil, the motor won't last. Same thing has to do with the septic. You got to clean the tanks out. Get that organic matter out of there, because that's what does the damage.
And some of the items you should not be putting down the drain or toilet in your home: food or grease, chemicals, paints, or any type of toiletries.
Don't treat them like it's a garbage disposal, because that's not what they're for. If it's not toilet paper, don't flush it, plain and simple.
All right, Curtis, so we can't stress enough that people should not be using their septic tank as a garbage disposal.
Right, here's a prime example. These are baby wipes. They have probably been in the tank for 3 years or more. I have pumped them from the tank, put them in my truck and unloaded my truck, and as you can see, they're still in one piece. So you can imagine after years of usage, it accumulates in the tank, and just they get matted in there to a thick mat, and that can end up causing problems for you.
I was with Curtis on one of his job sites as he got ready to clean out this septic tank. That meant it was time for me to roll up my sleeves and get my hands dirty.
So we have 2 risers here. Why is that?
It's 1,000-gallon septic tank, but it has 2 compartments. So that's why you have to have 2 lids on it, because it's 2 separate areas that need pumping.
One for the solid, one for the liquid.
One for the solid, which is up front, and one for the water that goes to the drain field.
And we're going to drag this bad boy off.
Take that off, and we'll see what we can find in here.
All right.
What do you think?
There's some stuff down there.
It's going to come out.
It is.
Go ahead now and take the riser off the solid side.
All right. There we go. Now I have to tell you, between the solid and the liquid side, you really don't smell much of anything.
That's because these individuals aren't putting oil and food down the drain, and that's where you're going to get the smell from.
That's going to make it smell bad.
That's what makes the smell.
Curtis says if someone is having issues in their home and think the septic system is the culprit, he can find out right away.
You can automatically tell whether it's a septic tank or whether it's another issue like a plugged pipe, because you should look in there and see the pipe, and if it's clear, nothing in front of it, that's an indication that it's not the septic.
Once you have access to your tank, the cleaning process is fairly simple. Curtis says it takes just about an hour.
Just set it on in there slowly. Anywhere in there is fine. Set it on down in there, just push it on in.
All down.
That's good, that's good. Just let it sit right there.
And it's just taking it up.
It's picking it up right now. You can actually watch it move. If you see it's going down already.
The whole process was cleaner, faster, and easier than I thought it would be. The solids and liquids that settle in the tank are sucked up and cleaned out. A simple job that Curtis says is often overlooked.
You shouldn't just put them in the ground and forget about them. That is the worst thing you can do. It's something there that needs maintenance. You've got to service them. You're going to be money ahead. People don't pump them. I guess they think they're wasting money because we're not having a so-called problem. Well, if you usually wait till you have a problem, you waited too long.
Curtis says if you hear a gurgling sound in the pipes in your home or your shower starts to drain slowly, something might be wrong with the tank and you should have it checked. Also, a toilet or faucet that's constantly running, got to be stopped. Otherwise, that's putting extra water into your septic system 24/7 which can also create issues.
Still to come on Delmarva Life, a touching farewell to Finn. Tonight's episode of Glee pays tribute to the late actor Corey Monteith. We'll hear how the cast was impacted as they say goodbye to their dear friend. Delmarva Life will be right back.